G'day, I had a question from a viewer, a subscriber, about becoming a horticulturist. They want to do a level 2 horticultural course. And they asked me, is it worth doing a level 2? What I want to do is talk about level 2, level 3, and diploma, etc. And is it really worth studying horticulture, and is there good money in it? Well, look, I've got to be honest, it's probably, out of all the trades, it's probably one of the least paying once you sort of to put your time in and everything, because unless you sort of end up working for a big company and the whole lot and sort of move through the ranks, um, the pay can be quite low compared to like when you finish as a plumber or electrician or whatever. But also it's very, very rewarding. You can create your own business. You can take it in other levels, and the way maybe you've got a dream to do something, then yeah, go for it. But just understand that when you are studying to become a horticulturist and you're interested in organics, that they won't be teaching you organic gardening. It's all about synthesized chemicals, right? Now, it's been quite a long time since I studied. It was like year 2000, so over 24 years ago. But I've had some friends do horticulture and study horticulture since then, and I met people who've done permaculture course and stuff. And that's probably another one that we can talk about if you want to. Let me know in the comments box down below if you'd like to see, a bit of a series on these different things that we can do for work from home or out and about, or as your own business, working in the gardening industry, so to speak. So horticulture certificate 2. Let's talk about that. So that is really just an introduction to horticulture. You cover a couple of units. It's a very, very basis, and it's the complete beginning for gardening, really. And it will actually get you started and see if you like it. And you go, oh, I think this is okay for me, instead of jumping into a 3 or a Cert 4 or a diploma very quickly. And so it gives you a quick exit strategy if you don't think that you very like it. Now, a lot of these courses are moving a lot online these days, and they have been for many years. And I feel that in the horticultural element, especially like Cert 2, you really aren't getting your hands in the dirt. It's just a lot of theory, and you basically not really learning that much more than you could out of, say, some good books. But what it does is holds you accountable to keep on studying and to reach the goals where you need to go. And obviously, once you complete your Cert 2, you've got a couple of units left. If you're going into Cert 3, you only have to complete the rest of that to go into Cert 3. And then you can move into Cert 4 and diploma and on if you want to go further with it. So, Cert 3, is it worth doing a Cert 3? Look, if you've got a little college nearby you, and they're running a Cert 3, like a local college. We've got one here at Byron. I think they have a Cert 3 horticulture from time to time. They run a permaculture one, beginners as well. I would be looking at that, and I think Cert 3 is like part-time for a year, or you can do it part-time over 2 years, depending on where you're doing it and how much time you've got. And that will actually give you some really good knowledge on growing plants and gardening if you're a complete beginner. Again, it's going to be looking at using the synthesized products, and what it does is it starts introducing you into the world of working in a nursery. See, and then it starts giving you, as you move into Cert 4 and diploma, you start getting other electives and things then. Now, as far as I know, they don't have organics electives in these things as of yet. They may have brought them in the last few years, or different colleges may actually offer it. But if they're offering, say, in there an organics elective, you need to really get a chance to talk to that teacher and say, hey, how much experience have you got? Are you actually out in the field working in organics? And find that out. Because I was very blessed when I was at college. I studied agribusiness and I went to do a diploma there. And, I didn't particularly like the horticultural unit too much. It was more really about nursery work. It was good for learning about striking cuttings and grafting and sort of that type of stuff, which I'm really glad to have done. But as far as working in a nursery, line up with using some synthetics and things, it didn't really interest me. But I took the agribusiness route because we had the organic section and we had a section on soils, and it was more really closer to studying organics than, say, doing a Cert 4 or a diploma in horticulture, which really is based on the fundamentals of working and being in a nursery. Now, a nursery, what they do is everything is very synthesized. There are nurseries that obviously work organically, so don't get me wrong, they do exist. But these synthetic systems, they're very productive, and you'll be working with potting mixes that are made with, so if I'm talking about a synthesized fertilizer, they're made from petroleum-based fertilizers, and they were very cheap to make. They're getting more and more expensive now since all these changes in the world recently. I don't want to get into that too much, but so you're basically learning how much of these fertilizers you're using. You're learning about how to make the potting mixes, and then you're also learning about each like plants and things. So you might move into, I worked in a macadamia farm for a while, and I took care of the nursery there. And yeah, he did it. Actually, we didn't use any synthesized stuff there. It was all organic, which was really interesting. But generally, overall, you'll be using a synthetic fertilizer and then learning about certain plants. And what I recommend that you do if you're moving in that direction is then pick a niche inside the horticultural section that you want to go to. Like I chose organics and soils, and native foods and avocado management. And I ended up going into really soils and sort of like the organic farming, which was what I did and where I sort of moved into for my own life. So you can go through and have a look at that, and if you're studying, speak to your teachers about it. Which ones should I be studying? Can I trial a little bit of that one first to see if it's suitable for me, if I actually like it? Can I go out there and do a bit of work experience? Because sometimes you'll go to these places and you'll go, I really want to do this, and you dive right in. But if you can get in early and do a bit of work experience early in these places and really find out what it's like and experience it, then you know early if you want to push on forward or move into a different elective. So that's a very important questions that I wish I knew at that time when I was studying. I was very lucky. I had teachers that were working actually in the industry. That was when college in Australia, TAFE in Australia, used to use teachers from the farms and things like that. They didn't have to have degrees from unis and all that type of stuff. If they were active in that business, in that line, and they were interviewed or they were shown they could teach it, they taught it, and they did very well. And I had a guy who had run a macadamia farm. He was teaching me, and another lady, she ran a dairy, and she was my organics teacher. And then a soils guy who was, I think he ran an avocado farm, and it was really, really great. And we used to go out there on day trips to the farms. We used to go off on weekends to see it, look at other farms and stuff, and it was very, very interactive, and I really, really enjoyed that process. So hopefully I've helped you about discovering if you want to actually study horticulture or not, or if it's worth it to you and what direction that you would like to go. I know I sort of stayed on the side of organics because that's where I am, that's what I understand. But being in the industry for many, many years, I've seen a lot of stuff. And look, let me know in the comments box down below if you've got any questions or something that you would like to add to it. And I look forward to hearing from you. All right, have a great day. Happy gardening. And we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.